Hey everybody, welcome back to Susan Lynn Psychic Medium. Thanks for joining me today. I really appreciate it. Listen, I'm cooking up some pretty cool stuff for you guys, so just hang tight. I've got many awesome things planned. I ran into a new spirit on my walk today. I'm going to be introducing you to him because he was very talkative. I'm going to be doing channeling, and yes, I'm going to do a membership site. And actually, I'm kind of excited about it because the tips, the things that I'm going to be giving, the perks that are going to be given in the membership site are pretty cool. And I think they're pretty different. So you're going to be surprised. So listen, all these things are in the works, and it's really thanks to you. So I appreciate it, guys. I really do. Thank you so much. So let me tell you what I want to talk about today. I want to talk about a few things. I know everybody's asking about Andrew Cuomo. Listen, here's the deal, you guys, with Andrew Cuomo. He wasn't a saint. He wasn't a Boy Scout before. It's just that Trump made everybody look like saints. Really and truly. He's always been kind of a rascal, right? I mean, I don't think my guides are telling me, and if you're new here, I get my information straight from my spirit guides. They tell me this information while I'm talking to you, and they don't I don't see you're gonna get anything that's gonna be like, prison, or jail time or any kind of indictment. There's nothing like that. The man didn't rape anybody, but he was, not smart about his comments. He wasn't smart about how he treated women or men for that matter. He treated everybody in a very rough, shod kind of way. He made comments that were not acceptable. I can see that. He made jokes that were not acceptable. They were off color. They were just not PC. He's not a PC guy. He's not. He's just not. So what does this mean for him? Well, it kind of depends. Listen, I'm telling you guys, since Trump is out of the presidency and we have Biden in the presidency, now the Democrats are doing what they do. We tear each other apart. I now have friends that are like, Biden hadn't done anything. He's the worst president ever. Y'all, it's been 30 days. The man inherited a building on fire. The entire Capitol, our whole government has been gutted. And people are saying he's not doing enough. I mean, it's just insane. So will they go after Cuomo? Yes, they will go after him. I don't really see it ending his career. Okay. I think he'll be chastised. I think he'll get his hand slapped pretty hard. Mainly because he's not going to. He's just not that kind of guy. He's not an Al Franken. He's not going to be like, oh, I shouldn't have done that. Probably I'll just resign. That's not Andrew Cuomo. Y'all looking at a different person? That's not Andrew Cuomo. He's not oh gosh, I did something wrong. He's like, yeah, I did it. I'm a New Yorker. Of course I asked that woman about her sex life. Is that wrong? Should I not have done that? I didn't ask her to have sex with me. I asked her about her sex life. So you can see what you're going to get here. He's going to, but it is serious, and he is going to, he's going to get hurt by it. But it doesn't ruin his career. Okay. Does it ruin his reputation? It makes him look like a bit of a jerk. But I think before Trump was in office, people kind of thought he could be jerky, right? He could be pretty, what you see is what you get, right? I think that's what people liked about him, was that he was very real, So this just goes along with him being really real. I'm not saying it's acceptable. I'm just saying this is what the guides show me, is that he didn't do anything to the degree that you could say it was that it was unwanted. It was not physical, sexual, unwanted touch, right? It was mostly jocular, locker room, bravado, meant to put women ill at ease. Absolutely. Is he a chauvinist? Yes. The man is a chauvinist. Does he not have any filter? No, he has no filter. That's what you're dealing with here with Andrew Cuomo. Okay. Enough. All right, I want to talk about the attack, the supposed attack on the United States on March 4th by the QNuts because they think Trump is going to be back in office on March 4th. Okay, that just fizzled. I did a whole Celtic spread, and if you know me, I never do tarot. So that's how really and seriously I took this question. I did an entire spread. Let's just say that the outcome was the judgment card. Okay, they're not going to do it. What they show me is these people on their own are nobody. When they get with a group that's very organized and can direct them, then there's something. And there's no will at the moment for that, because a lot of those people are really heavily under the FBI watch list. So they just don't have it. They don't have the ability to really put forth an attack. But what my guides did show me, and this is important, is they're showing me actually right now an underground hornet's nest. What is it? Yellow Jackets? Which bee group does the underground nest that, if you step on them or run over them with a lawnmower, you're going to really hate life, right? That's what they show me, is they've gone underground, that they're still capable of stinging us, of attacking us, of causing us pain. But they're disorganized, and they're disorganized because we have a lot of FBI really working overtime to identify those people in the attack. So they're not organized to do anything. I don't see them doing anything March 4th. I will say this, surprisingly, scarily, I see them doing something on July 4th. So mark that on your calendar. July 4th, I think they may by that time have sufficient time to get together some money, to get their leaders, directors free or get new ones and get things settled. So I think we're going to see something on July 4th. I don't know what it is yet, but I think that they're planning something on July 4th. Okay. Of course, that's Independence Day. I mean, it makes sense, but that's when they're going to try to do something. And right now, we've got lots of time right ahead, so it's hard to know. But right now, it just looks like man babies in camos with, just playing army. That's what it looks like to me. But they are going to try to do something. Okay. I wanted to talk about something else. Oh, well, I do want to show you this really cool t-shirt that you cannot see that I'm wearing. This is a Black-owned business that makes these t-shirts, and the name of the company is Must Have Joy. Must Have Joy. When I saw this online, I was like, I need that t-shirt for my feistier moments. And I will show you. I will just lower the camera. Haha. Will burn sage and bridges if I need to. Why is it out of focus? There it goes. Will burn sage and bridges if I need to. Does that not say everything you want to say sometimes? Like, bring it. Just bring it. This is the mood I'm in today. You want to take a chance? Go ahead. So that's what I have to say about that. You can find they have some other t-shirts that, I love their t-shirt that just says Must Have Joy, because I just love that vibe, right? I bought several t-shirts. I bought one for a friend that's Must Have Joy and Champagne, and it's in gold. It's in like a gold lettering. So really cool t-shirt. I love it. So, you can check it out. Must Have Joy online. And I swear there was something else I was going to talk to you guys about, and I don't know what it was. It was Andrew Cuomo. Of course, guys, Trump is out. Trump is out. Trump is out. You saw him on CPAC, which I love when people call it QPAC. QPAC is hilarious. You saw him on QPAC gripping the lectern and doing this, swarthy, like, what is he doing? Is he on a ship? Is he like doing a pirate thing? I mean, what is wrong with this man, right? So, listen, he got 50% of the straw vote or whatever, 55%. That is not looking good. Okay, so half of the QPAC, and that's his people. They didn't invite Liz Cheney, you guys. You have to remember this. They didn't invite a whole bunch of other people that would have voted against Trump. They really invited people that were pro-Trump, and he only got 50% of the vote. He's out. I've said it. Everybody else has said it. He's out. Now I know what I want to talk about. Well, we do need to talk about once that vacuum opens up, like who's gonna fall in and try and be the next, reign of terror. But anyway, I do want to talk about this, and then I will let you guys go. And that is, I want to talk about weather. Maybe just briefly the economy. So weather. Now we're going into spring. Some of y'all know what I'm talking about. If you live in tornado land, you're going to have tornadoes, bad tornadoes. You can just please prepare now. Okay? If you live in floodland, like Houston, please prepare now. We had a major flood called the Tax Day flood a few years ago, and it was horrible. I mean, people died. It was terrible. It was just a rain event. It wasn't a hurricane. It was just a rain event. And so I'm looking for something, and we also had one on Memorial Day. So I'm looking, there's something coming along that lines. I think you guys will know Allison. I'm getting chills. That means the guides are happy that I'm talking about this. I think, listen, a major flooding event is coming. Okay. I can't tell you it's March 1st. I can't tell you if it's going to be here in March or in April, but it's coming. Okay. What does that mean? That could be in Mississippi. That could be it could be anywhere in the Southeast. I mean, not just Houston. It could be anywhere, because I feel like this system starts maybe, around Houston and then kind of goes over maybe towards Atlanta. So that's a pretty big swath of the Southeast that it goes over. I feel like it goes over Mobile, Alabama. Okay, so it's a big area, and I want you guys to know, having lived in Houston for these years, we have a saying, and it's called turn around, don't drown. Turn around, don't drown. It's really important. If you can't see how deep the water is, I don't care what you're driving. Don't go in the water. There's a current that you may not be able to see. Okay? Please be careful. Too many people die in floods, and it is completely unnecessary. You don't need to really go out that bad, okay? You don't. So it could also mean that, you need to stock up on some kind of food, keep gas in your car, keep it on full, because you may need your car to be your electricity. You may need to charge your cell phone in your car or something, right? So don't be caught out with low gas. Keep your gas tank full. Keep items in your car. If you get caught out, you'll have some things in your car. Turn around, don't drown. Keep things in your house that we all need. If it's going to flood, we're probably going to need water. Now's the time. Stock up on your water. Have your bottled water someplace. Have some peanut butter and jelly, or something that you can eat in an emergency, right? I mean, we all know, all of us disaster people, that we all buy things that we think we're going to eat during a hurricane, and we don't eat it. We don't eat that shit. So, but buy something like peanut butter and jelly that you will eat, okay? They're telling me right now, and I don't know why this is, and I don't want to take the time to go on to a deep dive, but I will later, I promise you. They're telling me to keep some money in your house, like keep $50 or $100 or even $200, something. Keep some money in your house, cash. Keep some cash in your house. I don't know why they're telling me that. Maybe because, when we have a flood event, you can't get to the bank. If you lose your debit card, or, something happens, and, anyway, if you've got $20, you've got a way to buy food. We all know we can go down to the 7-Eleven, that's what we do. And we can buy something to eat, you know what I mean? And you can walk somewhere and buy something. Now, I want to also talk about one thing they had told me. Two things I just wanted to say that I had gotten right in the past about weather. I had predicted a earthquake to hit Japan, and I actually have a client there, and an earthquake did hit Japan, and I actually told her about that in her reading as well before it hit. It was a good month before the earthquake hit. The earthquake did hit, and they told me it involved radiation, and it hit in the radiation, the Fukushima power plant, which they said none escaped, but really, I mean, like, we're going to believe you. So anyway, that did come true. I did see a submarine getting hit at the same time, around the same time. A submarine in Japan did come up and hit a fishing boat. And lastly, well, not lastly, but I did see more, terrible reasons why. I saw wet snow on roofs, and it was wet snow. That's the thing. They were telling me the snow is heavy. It's going to impact the roof. It could cause the roof to fall, to fail. I'm thinking not Minnesota, but I'm thinking, Missouri or something like that. No, y'all, that was Texas. We're the ones that got the wet snow that was even on my own roof. Big crashes as the snow and ice fell off of the roof. So that was something I saw, but it actually happened in Houston. So when I'm talking about weather and I'm saying, okay, it's going to impact Houston, maybe Dallas. Listen, I just want you guys to know that we all need to prepare for bad weather. I don't care where you live. I really don't. We're going to have bad weather this summer. This spring and summer is going to be bad. I'm sorry, but forewarned is forearmed, right? So if you're out driving around and you hear a tornado siren, if you're in Arkansas or you're in St. Louis and you hear a tornado siren or something comes on the radio, you guys need to take this seriously. I need everyone to take weather seriously this spring and this summer. I need you to take it. I'm getting chills again. That means this is a really important message that they want you guys to hear. I don't often get chills, only when they're super, 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 super happy about the message. And I'm getting crazy chills right now. So that means that, from California to New York, I don't care where you live. Okay, I don't care. Don't just think this is for the Southeast. There's things that are happening in California. A lot of us have seen earthquakes in California. So there's that thing going on. I see, what a dam, something to do with a dam. It may be that, when the dams get too full, this happened in Houston, the dams get too full and they have to open them. They have to, they don't have a choice. So that took out an entire community in Houston that should not have flooded. And it only flooded because the Corps of Engineers had to open a levee to save a much bigger area, but it took out a very pricey neighborhood that, frankly, see, these things happen, but nothing changes. So I don't know what's going on. I don't know why we can't change how we deal with weather preparedness and climate change. I don't know. But let me tell you, it's just like I've said many, many times, Mother Earth, Gaia, is trying to send us a message. And until we learn our message and we really start taking big steps, she's going to continue basically sending us the message. So the message might be earthquakes, it might be fires, it might be seismic is earthquakes, right? It might be tornadoes, it might be floods, it might be hurricanes. We're going to have a hurricane this season. We're going to have a hurricane. Last season, I saw all those hurricanes hitting that corner of Florida, the kind of where it goes into the Gulf. I saw them all going into that corner. And I didn't put it on a video because frankly, when I see these things, I just want to hope and pray that they're not true. I just want to hope and pray that they don't come out the way I see them. But I'm telling you now, I'm going to tell you guys everything. Forewarned is forearmed. May I be wrong. I would be happy for my guides to be wrong, right? I'll give you an instance. In Houston, I knew I got this big message along with the same kind of message that I got where I should have wrapped the pipes. If you remember that video, I got this message, prepare your house, a storm is coming. Prepare your house, a storm is coming. This happened a month before it hit. We had Hurricane Laura coming straight for us, literally straight for us. I prepared my house. I evacuated. I also saw that. I said, we're going to be evacuating with masks on. I evacuated with masks on with all my dogs, cats, everybody. I was very lucky that I found a place to go to. And Hurricane Laura missed us by this much. Okay? When that happens, it can make you mad because it's a lot of effort and a lot of cost to evacuate. People get mad and they're like, well, it didn't hit us and whatever. But you know what? Just be grateful. Just be grateful. And then, because it didn't hit you, get your butt online and donate. Donate. Or get your butt in a car and drive to the community that it did hit, because for the grace of God, you didn't get hit. You need to go over there and help them. Stop complaining and go help somebody, okay? So if I tell you something's going to happen and it doesn't happen, let's just all be grateful. Let's just all be thankful that it didn't happen. But meanwhile, let's be forewarned is forearmed. All of you guys, I want all of you, I'm just keep thinking about Arkansas, all of you guys, I want you to pay attention when you're at the ball game and the sky gets black and you hear something on your phone, gives you a warning. Do not take it lightly, okay? Please, I'm begging you guys. There's some really big storms, really bad things going to happen. And prepare, just prepare now, okay? And then for the economy, briefly, oh gosh, y'all, I know everybody's worried about the economy. I'm having a really hard time getting a bead on it. And it might be because, again, when we're emotional about something and we don't want something to happen, it's hard to get the message. Okay, it really is, even for me. So I've even thought about channeling a message on the economy so that I can completely step to the side and just get this message straight from my guides, because it's hard for them to talk to me. No, it's not hard for them to talk to me. It's hard for me to trust and believe what they're saying, which is the same problem you guys have, right? So they're telling me that there's going to be a stumble and a fall. They keep saying there's going to be a stumble and a fall, and that sounds like the stock market. The stock market is overvalued. It needs to have a reset. It needs to have it needs to be corrected. It's like in a bubble, so it needs to be corrected. My thing to you is, if you can afford to leave it in the stock market, it eventually will correct itself and it'll be fine, okay? But if you're living off of the stock market, if you're retired and the stock market is your income, then you may want to go to your broker and you may want to put it in very safe stocks, which you already should have them in safe stocks. If you're living off of them, they shouldn't be in high risk stocks, okay? But just go and look, make sure, just make sure, okay? And you may want to convert some of it to cash, maybe even 10% to cash or something. They're telling me, and listen, I don't want to freak you guys out. This is why I don't want to tell you things, because if I tell you things and you freak out and then it doesn't happen, then everybody's mad because they freaked out, okay? But I'm just going to tell you what they told me. When I look at the stock market, I feel like there's a company out there or companies that remind me of Enron, that could go that far south, that could literally disappear off the planet and take all of their stockholders with them. Now, I can't tell you who that is right now. I can't see it. Whether they won't let me see it, I don't know. But I would say it's not going to be a company that's a blue chip stock, whatever that means. It's not going to be one of those companies. It's going to be a company that is, for whatever reason, they're showing me student loan companies, and I know that they want to forgive the student loans, but they're not going to not pay those companies. Okay, that's what it is. Biden is talking about forgiving student loans, but that doesn't mean he's going to go to this private company and say, oh, sorry, you're not going to get paid. That's not how it works. The government will pay them, which is how it always works. The government bails out the corporate world, and then so those companies are going to get paid, okay? But what they just told me was those companies, the student loan companies, are now in the crosshairs of Biden. So you're going to see some big time regulation of those companies, which we're already starting to see, because I went to the Art Institute, and the Art Institute's already been sued 9 ways to Sunday, for being a for-profit, institute, blah, 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 and didn't help people get jobs. So that's already started, but it's not the Art Institute this time. I'm talking about the companies that loan money to you for student loans. Those people are really in trouble. So if you invest in a bank or a company that does those kinds of loans, I would pull out of that. I would not be investing in them. That's not a safe investment. So that might be what they're talking about for Enron, for the Enron style, crash that may be happening. And the last thing I want to say about the economy is, listen, the whole thing doesn't crash. The people that have corporate jobs that are, they are telling me there's going to be some layoffs across the board. There's going to be some layoffs. There's going to be tightening of belts corporations across the board. Like I was looking at travel industry, and then I was looking at like real estate, like corporate real estate. I was looking at different sectors and thinking these companies are going to be taking the hit. But what they showed me actually was that no, it's across the board that companies will start laying people off. Okay. Not thousands and thousands. Okay. But yes, people are going to get laid off, and that's going to hurt. Okay. But overall, I don't feel like those layoffs affect the economy to a degree that the whole economy crashes. Okay, I just feel like it's a slope, and it goes into a pretty good recession. And then the last thing I want to talk about, because I don't understand economics at all, but I'm sure one of you do. And my guides have been talking about inflation. Now, I know right now everybody's saying there's no chance of us having inflation. So inflation, by my very rudimentary understanding, would be when you're paying $8 for a loaf of bread. Now, that's a little bit of an exaggeration, but maybe you're paying double for a loaf of bread, double for milk, double for gas, double for things, okay? Double or triple even. And inflation is such a dirty word that the Fed does everything they can to keep inflation from rising. And it's a kind of a balancing act that they have to do with the interest rate. And the interest rate is very low. And if they raise it, they feel like there's going to be inflation. But I'm going to tell you guys straight up, I see inflation hitting the United States. It's like kicking somebody when they're down. If everybody starts getting laid off, or sectors or parts of sectors or whatever get laid off, and then inflation hits and the rest of us are having to pay more for these services and goods, then that's just going to add insult to injury, right? Those with a job are going to be, really hurting because their dollar is not going as far as it used to. Okay. So with that said, right now, prices are cheap. Everything is cheap. Vacations are cheap. Gas is cheap. Everything is cheap. To a degree, I know you're all going to say food's not cheap. And it's not cheap. And it's not going to be cheap because now a bunch of it died from this freeze. Texas is the main supplier of leafy greens, and all of ours died. And we can't plant anymore because the places that grow it are going to be 100 degrees every single day by April. So that's not going to happen. So yes, prices are not cheap, but you have no idea what I'm talking about. I'm talking about, $5 lettuce. Okay, that's what I'm talking about. So that is possibly coming. And I'm going to end this video by saying the guides have said to you guys over and over again, now's not the time to make a big purchase. Now's not the time to extend yourself, right? To really push your finances to the edge. Okay, it's not the time. Now's the time to be conservative. If you need a new car, buy a new car. But maybe not buy the car of your dreams, right? Maybe buy something a little less, little lower model, less bells and whistles. Or if you buy the new car with all the bells and whistles and the one that you want because you're the kind of person that will drive it for 10 years, fine, do that. If you're that person, then you're going to be the kind of person that has savings anyway, right? But if you're the kind of person that trades your leased car in every 3 or 4 years, now's the time to maybe, rethink that option, right? That's costing you a lot of extra money. Maybe it's time to turn it in and buy something used. Maybe it's time to just buy that lease and keep it. Just do what you can to pad your resources, okay? And I'm going to do a whole video. The guides popped in with this yesterday that was hilarious. Get your spiritual side gig on. This is what they tell me. Get your spiritual side gig on. Do a video on that, Susan. Okay. What the hell are you talking about? So what they're talking about is, and I probably will do a video, but just for the sake of what we're talking about right here, you know how to do tarot? You know how to, Reiki that you just don't do very often? You've taken the classes, you're a Reiki master, you know how to do tarot, whatever it is. Listen, put it to good use. Start offering these things. Offer tarot readings. If you don't think you're very good at it, guess what? You're going to find out you're real good at it, because you're going to do tarot readings and people are going to be like, oh, how did you know that about me? And you know what? That's the best way to feel good and to trust what you're getting from your guides. The best way to do that is to just put yourself out there and try it. Contact 5 friends and say, I'm doing free readings. They will be on your phone, on Zoom, in your house, however you want to do it, within 72 hours. Okay? Then you do those 5 friends, and then you say, well, you know what? Now I want to do, tell your friends I'm doing tarot readings for $50. You know what I mean? Whatever. Something very inexpensive. $25. Whatever you want to do. Email it to them. However you want to do it. Start making a couple of $100 a month. Why not make an extra $500 a month? That would be really easy to do, right? Put that $500 a month in your little piggy bank in case you get laid off. In a couple, 6 or 8 months from now, you may have enough to make a couple of house payments, which may give you all that you need to be able to pivot so that you can find another job. Okay? The last thing I want to talk about, they're talking about this too. They don't, once you get them started, they don't want to shut up. They do not want to shut up. So they want to talk about retraining. Okay. If you have a job and you're thinking, my job is pretty stable, but if I had this training, I could be either more valuable to my job, or I could get this training. My earring just fell out. Now I'm a pirate. Or I could get this job, or I could get this training, and then I could maybe be more marketable. Okay, so forewarned is forearmed. This is a good time to take a little training, whether it be learning a new software, learning a new skill set, learning tarot, whatever it is, so that you're more marketable, or you can make a little extra money, because that little extra money that you're going to make and you're going to put away and you're going to save for a rainy day, it's really going to come in handy. If you make your extra money and you've got, say, $3,000 or $4,000 in the bank, and you don't need it because you didn't lose your job, then guess what you get to do? Go on vacation with it. you get to celebrate. This is a win-win-win. Believe me, I'm a pirate. Okay? Listen, I hope this was helpful for you guys. If you are watching this and you have not subscribed, I don't know what you're waiting for. Please subscribe. Please join our community. It's free, it's easy, and you can make your subscriptions private. Yes, nobody has to know that you have subscribed to a crazy psychic channel. Whatever I am, woman, medium, ghost talking, spirit walking woman. You can keep it all private. Nobody has to know, okay? So do that. And listen, you guys all take care of yourselves. You guys are amazing. I do want to say this, you guys are amazing. I mean, really and truly, the comments are amazing. I've never felt so much love in my life, not even from my dog, which is, well, anyway, she's a princess. But anyway, I really appreciate you guys so much. I want you guys to take care. Hopefully this information will help you, and we'll see you soon. Take care. This video is for entertainment purposes only.